This may be too long for some people to read, but I had to share. This is my first time I'm posting anything online about this. I am a 31-year-old woman, married, and recently moved back in with my parents due to moving back to the town I grew up in. My husband and I are taking our time looking for our own place due to wanting something nice in the area, and that is usually hard to find. This story takes place in my parents' house starting back 10 years ago. A description of the house for a bit of context. It's a two-story brick stone house in city limits, but surrounded by nothing but woods. You have to go through the garage that leads into the kitchen with the first bedroom to your left. Past the kitchen is the main living room, and to the right is the hall that is very open. In this area, you will find the main dining room and second living area, but if you continue straight, you will see the staircase to your left, and even further straight is my parents' bedroom and bathroom. Going up the stairs, you will come to the third living area with two sets of French doors side by side that leads to the balcony. Going straight, going straight, then a sharp left leads you going straight, and then a sharp left leads you to the other three bedroom. Going straight, then a sharp left leads you to the other three bedrooms and two bathrooms. Now, yes, this is a huge house, and this is where the story takes place. The first time I stepped foot into this house, I immediately felt off, like something just wasn't right. I felt a presence, but I didn't know what or who it was. I brushed it off, thinking I was just reading too much into it. I continued to feel this for the next couple of years, and because of this, I didn't much enjoy visiting them. My parents liked to gamble a lot back then, so they would ask me to babysit my baby brother and sister one day on the weekend. My boyfriend, who's now my husband, loved them, so he would always babysit with me. The first few times, I really didn't pay attention to that feeling I would get because we would be busy playing or eating with the kids. After that, things kind of chilled out, and we would end up watching movies until it was time for us to go to bed. Now, my husband is a freak of nature. It's like he falls asleep the second his eyes are closed. Me, on the other hand, takes me forever to get comfortable enough to wind down my mind. I also don't sleep well, even when I do finally get to sleep. This night was the first time I saw and heard something in this brand new house. In this room, the bed is facing the door, but not directly in front of it. With the double doors open, you can see the front of the staircase and all the way down the hall, as long as the light is on, that is. This night, only one of the hallway lights were on. I was laying in bed with the TV on, but the volume down so low I could hear if one of the kids called me. I was almost asleep when I hear one of my siblings coming down the stairs. I open my eyes a bit and wait for them to get to the bottom, but they never do. I don't think anything of it. I close my eyes and begin to drift off again. A few minutes later, I hear it again. So I open my eyes and wait, but again, they never get to the bottom. This time I sit up and listen, a bit spooked, but nothing I can't handle. I get a bit nervous, but still I go check to see if they are there, and maybe they're scared to come all the way down or something. No one is there. Confused and thinking I must be dreaming it up, I go back to bed, this time closing one of the double doors. It was a few hours later, around 2:30 a.m., when I felt like someone is very near me, as if they are standing right next to the bed in front of me. Usually, when I open my eyes, I would see the green glow of the alarm clock on the bedside table, but this time I saw nothing. It was pitch black. I couldn't even see the hall light on, and the TV had turned off on its own. I felt like I couldn't move. I was awake now and scared to my bones. I was finally able to call out my husband's name loud enough to wake him. He reached over and turned on the light, and right then the scared feeling went away and I was able to move. I freaked out and started crying. I couldn't begin to explain to him what happened because if I had, he didn't believe in those things. So I told him I was having a nightmare and asked him to go check on the kids. When he came back, he said the kids were fine and got back in bed. With the lights on, I was able to fall to sleep, but it took me forever. The next day, I told my mom about what happened, and that's when she told me. She said she had been hearing footsteps on the stairs at night and even saw someone standing by the door at times. She didn't tell anyone because she didn't want to scare the kids. This is when she told me what she had done. She wanted to know what was going on in her house, so she went and bought a voice recorder. One day she decided to use it and went up the stairs while everyone was gone. She asked your typical questions: who is here? What do you want? And why are you here? And then said, you have passed away and need to go into the light. You're not welcome here. The next day she decided to leave the recorder in one of the bedrooms upstairs while it was recording for about 4 hours while she was out running errands. I asked her if she had checked it, and to my surprise, she said she was too afraid to listen to it alone. I wanted to listen to it. So off we went to the computer and began listening to it after it was uploaded. Now you could hear a sound that resembled a fan, or maybe static throughout the whole thing, so some sounds were indistinguishable. But the one sound we did hear chilled us to the core. When she asked, what do you want? It gave us an answer. Changing my brother's name for this, the answer was Jamie. It didn't answer any other questions except for that one. I cried immediately. He wasn't having night terrors for no reason. Something was there for him every night. We soon asked a friend to cleanse the house. For a long time, everything has been okay. My brother stopped having night terrors, my mom was able to sleep comfortably, and all was good again until now. I've been living in this house for a month and a half. For the last 3 weeks, I have been seeing things everywhere, especially when I am alone. Because of this, I won't stay home alone anymore. I get this strong feeling of being watched. I had the feeling of someone pulling on my blanket at night. I think it is time for another cleanse. Oh, and just FYI, I am the third generation on my mother's side of the family that is able to see spirits. My dad's side of the family has, in the past, before I was born, practiced black magic. I don't like speaking to them, and I won't dabble in any of the spiritual stuff most people do. I stay far away from it as possible, and I recommend that you do too. Even if you are careful, these spirits can haunt for a long time, even after you're gone. Update. So I'm still sitting in the living room floor playing with my nephew. Mom's on the left couch and sister is on the right couch. My nephew has a toy piano that is made of cloth and can be folded up. This piano is behind us in the corner with all of my nephew's other toys. We are talking and watching my nephew attempt to walk when this piano makes a sound. It's like someone is pressing the keys slowly. We stop and stare, and then we look at each other, shocked. Then the keys are pressed rapidly until it finally shuts off on its own. Mom and I are not scared. My sister is terrified due to something happening to her last night around midnight. That is a different story. I will be posting tomorrow.